Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, collective, where we are in the world. Welcome to Ignite Your Soul, Merging Two Worlds. Today's divine download. Um, not really sure what it's going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and call on the cosmos, unconditional love and light, and bring healing messages that are needed at this time. I may or may not pull cards. I will if I'm called to. Um, yeah, as always, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. So, as always, too, I have an announcement. Um, if you come to my channel, please remember to like, share, and subscribe so somebody else gets a healing message or one of the downloads. And please remember, just take what resonates. Don't try and make everything fit. Um, I feel like it's going to be about learning how to relax your nervous system. Okay. So, in order to do this, the first step is going to be giving yourself permission. That's what I'm hearing. Giving yourself permission to not only exhale, but really take a deep breath. Like, so you don't do this enough. You're doing that. You're so used to the fast pace, to just the physical timing that, and I don't know who this message is for. These are collective readings, so if it fits, put it where it fits. But if you do not slow down, and this ain't to bring fear, okay, I'm going to point that out right now. However, there's going to be a time, if you don't slow down, where your higher self has no other choice, okay, I'm hearing, to only to manifest something to slow you down, okay? Um, so somebody needed to hear that. They're moving way faster than you need to physically. Um, this is for someone uh, having a spiritual awakening. Okay. Source is saying to breathe, allow yourself a moment in your own time and space, and exhale out the distractions. I'm hearing there's so many distractions, like you're all over the place, mentally focused, and you can't focus on one thing ever. And what I'm hearing is like the world will tell you you're bipolar. Okay, what the truth is nobody taught you the importance of the self being able to recenter, refocus. Okay, and there's no blame here. There's no one to blame. So whoever raised you, okay, um, they might have, and it's a learned behavior. I'm hearing. So just breathe, relax, learn to relax. Nothing's that serious, Source says. But the ego wants to say it is when it ain't. Okay. So, what I personally learned on my own journey, and where I would start to um, feel this tension, like in your shoulders and the back of your neck, or wherever it is for you. Um, for you, it's here on your left shoulder. For some of you, this could be an old wound, all right, that just need your attention. Um, some of you, this is somebody else's emotions or burdens that you've been carrying, okay? And this is why Source wants you to pause for a minute, because it was never yours to carry, and you carried it anyway. This could be a mother. It's a feminine energy. It's either you, the watcher, carrying it, or you, the watcher, carrying like the load of your family, right? Of the feminine energy. Um, and grief is coming to the surface again, just like yesterday. So yes, these are coming to the surface for you to not only become aware, and that's all you need is the self-awareness. And you don't need a prescription for it, is what I heard. You do not need a prescription for it. This is something you can handle, and talk to the pain and ask it, what have I learned from carrying all this weight, not ever allowing myself to experience joy, um, taking life so seriously. Like, you literally, I don't know who this is for, but you have really taken on so much of other people's stuff that you're getting to a point now where not only you don't regret it, okay, but there is slight um, little slight resentment um, towards family members. And these are probably family members that Source has revealed to you. They probably gossip about you. Um, because my left ear hurts right now. So there is definitely somebody gossiping about you. And I wouldn't say in um, well, them themselves is what I have to tell you, is they are afraid to go through the ego death. So they have nothing better to do than watch you, talk about you, and try to up one you all the time, right? That's what I'm hearing. Somebody always needs to be a center of attention, or um, I hate to say it, but I go with what I'm feeling. Um, Source said it's enough. This shit is done. This competing. Um, you're not here to compete. You're not somebody that competes with anybody, is what I'm being told. You just simply want to be and do what you love. And um, these people, these family members, have done nothing to support your ability to even live, I heard. So it's like you're in constant survival mode. So Source is saying, you're whatever you're working on, you're like really close. and he wants you to keep your mouth shut and not share it with anybody. Because when it comes, there's going to be people with their hand out. And the people with their hand out are the ones that seen you suffering and going through straight hell. They're going to want a piece of what you created. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. But they are going to show back up, and they are going to smile in your face and say, some of them ain't going to say congratulations or anything. You will know. You will know. My throat that girl. So yeah, you've really been needing to admit some really deep hidden truths about some of these family members. And it's been hard for you because you're someone that is just unconditional and you love them no matter what. And basically, that's the way Source wanted it to be. You were simply there to show them unconditional love. And you did that. Okay, you did that. So because you did that and you never surrendered who you were authentically, is what I'm hearing. You are like so close to receiving from the divine a huge surprise, is all I'm going to say. You probably don't even have too much knowledge about it, but you feel like you shifted, and now is your time to shine and embrace all of who you are and share your light and love that was taken for granted, not only by family members, but I'm hearing also past friends. But there is some connections that you do have. I want to note that no matter how long they've been gone, once you catch up, it's like you never left. Them kind you can trust, Source says. You can trust them. Anything that just shows up out of the blue that hasn't been there when you receive this surprise. Okay. Tell them talk to the hand in a kind way. Or not, whatever you're feeling in that very present moment when you recognize the people that have not helped you. I'm hearing for some of you, you were homeless. There was days you didn't know when you're even going to get food. Even your kids. And you were someone that always was there, is what I'm hearing. You were always there for like their kids or their kids' grandkids, whatever. But Source said, it's enough. And I'm not going to keep watching. And you also have a grandmother and a father in spirit that is extremely protective. And they're making sure, no matter family members, friends or not, that they receive exactly what their intention was for you. So whatever that is to you, remember it's a collective reading, but this is the channel message. So it's time to lay the burden down. And honestly, what's coming is bigger than you ever expected. It's been in plain sight, but hidden at the same time. So you might know something, like I said, but you don't know all the details. You've been getting glimpses of the life Source is going to give you. Um, so I'm hearing upgrades on everything, just everything. And your loved ones, your grandma and your father, um, want you to start embodying that energy and feeling now, like you're already living it, okay? Because you're not far from really living it, okay? So I know your heart has been, it's felt like it's been, and it has been, went through so much betrayal and deceit. You're so deceived by your own loved ones that you just are still trying to comprehend, like, how is that possible? I was always there for them. I always showed up when they needed me. Well, that's because you, um, at a young age, learned to be a people pleaser, and to keep peace. Also, is what I heard. So a peacemaker, people pleaser, um, developed way before you should have been. Like, you knew things as a child that you should have never known, but you did. You were very observant. You could feel and sense things were off, but you couldn't quite put your finger on it. Um, Even as an adult, I'm hearing some of you as a teenager, you were very misunderstood, which being misunderstood um, made you feel um, made you feel okay, what? Made you feel undervalued and really not a part. It's like what I'm hearing is you used to wonder, am I in the right family? Was I adopted? Some of you thought them things when you were a kid, and you had every right to, um, because you were very tapped in, tuned in to hearing. You have a gift of knowing or being able to sense and scan energy. But it took most of your life, which even caused, I'm hearing, illnesses, and because of the the light that you carried, the connection to the divine that you had, they knew you were different and you were going to be very powerful. And they took that for granted. There's even envy and jealousy in your own family. I'm hearing. Um, but here's the thing, God allowed it all to happen. So every secret would come to the surface, and then you could finally move on and create your own life without all the chaos. But you stuck around. You stuck around for years and you put up with so much. I'm hearing from your grandma, pissed right off, disrespect from your own siblings. They were jealous of, well, here's the thing. That's when she was alive, she seen your gifts. She saw, and she was the only one that tried to inspire you or empower you to know that you had the gifts, abilities, and the talents, even. Some of you, music, right? Gift the gab, I heard. Um, and a great listener. You used to sit down and listen to your grandmother's stories, and that was something that fed your soul. And even now that she's gone, there's still a connection. What I'm hearing from her is you even knew the moment she crossed the veil, okay? And there was an immediate connection. It was probably from some kind of dream, vision, something. She was standing by water, I'm hearing. Rainbows. Here's what you didn't know. All that stuff that you've been carrying, you were asking, like, why? Why, God? Why does everybody else have everything they need? And I'm the one that shows up unconditional. It's like you were never seen for your authenticity. Well, you were from some, but some just ignored that, or others used it to progress in their own life because your energy, your aura, you carry the divine spark since birth. Okay. Some of you, your mom knew and never told you what happened at your birth. But what I'm hearing is something sparked, like there was lights flickering, or there was just something. And okay, so what I just heard was, like earlier, I was going to tell you, like life swapping. Um, for some of you, masculine or feminine, this is open game here. The mother knew, and she was also told, because she was like you, but she chose to stay stuck, stagnant, complacent. This was later in life, but she also, and she got this from her mother, she was very creative in many ways. She had gifts, abilities, and talents. But what I'm hearing is she decided to conform to the one way of life. And it wasn't her fault, because I think that um, she carried the same thing, like the people pleaser, the caregiver role. If this resonates to you, source is saying you're not that anymore. You played that game. It's time to put on a different role, a different hat, and you're the leader. And some of you are here to lead a community, a group. I'm hearing of women. Some of you are working on creating your own business. It's a healing business. Let's see. So there was no accidents, okay? Whether you were in toxic, karmic relationships, they were all for you. They weren't happening to you. Even though you believe that it was your fault that you attracted these kind of relationships. You just didn't know. There's something about not having the intimate connection with the father for the feminine, and then the exact opposite for masculine. Okay, because source tells me don't take sides, and I do not judge. I'll never pass judgment on anybody. After what I experienced my own self, I feel you. I feel your pain. And as a super empath, I feel the pain. That's why I come here. If I don't come here and release this pain that I'm feeling and share it so you too can release it, there's baggage that you've been carrying. Yes, it taught you to be more resilient and it strengthened you internally, but you carried it alone. You thought you carried it alone. Physically speaking, you carried it alone. But energetically and spiritually, Source has always tried to lighten the load or to reveal like different paths. Okay. Every time you came to a crossroad or an aha moment or an epiphany, saying you you were projected on so much that you had all these thoughts and voices in your head, which by the way can, if you don't take care of that, comes a mental illness. So for some of you, you have been diagnosed with mental illness, which it is not that. There is not a thing wrong with you. You're just listening to voices in your head that aren't yours, because your own voice would never put you down, would never belittle you or undervalue you. It cheers you on always. We needed that message. Yes. So the reason I show up is not only can I feel your pain, I decided at a very young age, and I had no idea how powerful we are as souls at that age. And I spoke things into existence. And then it happened. So some of you are experiencing this right now. You're learning that you need to be mindful of how you communicate. Yes, it's about your thought process, the looping thoughts, the repeated habitual thoughts of the past are creating more of that. So you might be experiencing the past return for a bit or experiencing the same experiences. That is you. Okay. And Source is saying just become aware. And like me personally, I had that. It's a program, like the learned behaviors, the things you heard, the things you witnessed at a very young age. It was your natural response to try to create peace or try to, you know, um, You just always wanted to help. You're the helper, okay? Well, now Source is saying it's your time. It's your time to shine. It's your time to take all that, everything that you put out there and you gave to everybody else, now put it into yourself. It's okay to be seen. It's okay to be yourself, your authentic self. No apologies, because you have been apologizing and dimming yourself to fit in places with these family members, with relationships that were never meant for you in the first place. Some of you might be biting your nails, might be nervous about, I think Source wants you to reveal there's something that he wants you to create, and it's going to be powerful. Some of you have a mission with the divine, with the creator, to, because of your powerful voice, it's so healing, it's so authentic, it's so pure from your heart. Like you beat up yourself. You beat up yourself because you hide things inside. You would never try to hurt somebody else or reveal your own pain, your pain. Okay. So you kept it. You kept it inside, and you would smile and every day and show up for these family members. Even though in the deepest part of your soul you you knew, you knew. Um, but you had the belief in family. Like you believed in your family. You believed only to be unconditional. And you were meant to be give your time, your energy, your gifts, your abilities, everything. They knew. But here's the thing. If people are dropping like flies, like they're just disappearing, being pulled back from being able to even contact you. If they contact you, it's because they're supposed to reveal some more. Um, they love you, but they're the type of family that it's conditioned, like personal gain kind of stuff. I heard, um, but your faith and your courage and your strength and the connection to the divine, nobody can touch you. I hear you're unbreakable. And everything that you've ever experienced, it only made you stronger. You listen to your inner guidance. And don't get me wrong, I'm feeling like some of you wanted to surrender. Some of you even thought of committing suicide and getting the fuck out of here and escaping. But something in you said, you're stronger than you know. And don't give up. You're the one that keeps the hope for others, holds compassion, and respects their healing journey and their divine timing. And there's something else I have to mention, that not everybody is allowed to go with you into your next, and you created this new timeline. So, like I say, we're always shifting. Some of them just don't understand you, and that's okay. You have become totally, you know, unavailable and accepted that if they really cared, they'll show up and not ask for nothing. They'll just show up and support you in some way. For some of you, you might never get that. But not just you, your children have been hurt in the process. Some of you, your grandchildren. But Source ain't letting it go. Everything that they intentionally did to you and malice or personal gain is going to be returned to you. Source is making everything right in your favor. It's preparing, no longer letting you sit at a small table. He's preparing the feast. And they are going to have to watch you feast in your new life. You created this for yourself. No one else would. That's what I heard. No one else would actually take the time and do the inner work. And that hurt you. That hurt you. But you know now that none of it was in vain. And now it's only for you. And for a very small portion of people that actually, at the bare minimum, showed up for you. You've seen the number 303. Yeah. So you're probably working definitely with ascended masters, Jesus, Buddha, Blessed Mother, ancient ancestors have been beside you the whole time. You might have noticed, like you'd show up, you start to notice the envy because you became very trained to feel what we call pity pain. In your case, it was other people's pain. You always believed it was yours when it wasn't, right? So you're hard on yourself. You're so freaking hard on yourself. But you're starting to lighten up. You're starting to see. You're starting to put yourself first. Never dim your light. Source said, never dim your light. You are here. You are designed from scratch. Okay? Completely different. You're not the victim, even though you feel like you're the victim. Because you have to notice by now that every time you thought, like, these people, family members, friends, lovers, whatever, that they would show up for you, and then they didn't. source always used somebody else. Might not have looked exactly the way you asked it to show up. It's probably better coming from source. So your ancestors gave you a crown of knowledge, and you were meant to use it in your own life and create your ideal life path. So you could be a starseed, twin flame, light worker. All I know is start making plans to upgrade every area of your life, and everybody that made fun of you or talked behind your back, God's seen it all. He let it happen though. He let it happen. And you didn't, because you didn't seek revenge, and you knew who these people were. You didn't seek revenge, you only held space and love for them, because that's just how you're designed. You became your own source. But becoming your own source gave you great power, great accountability and responsibility. And that's obviously with discernment, um, grounded faith. You had your moments of fear. And you've seen what fear can do. So now you choose to surrender fully and stay open to new opportunities, possibilities that are inevitably on their way to you. You already talked and walked the walk. So you are being rewarded, gifted. Some of you just activated gifts you didn't even know you had. But they were hidden because anything too early, I feel like some of you would have really just self-sabotaged because of that, like not being able to focus thing we were talking about earlier. Yep. You have a secret admirer. You have people that you have helped and you haven't heard anything from them, but they are authentically grateful. Some of them might show up and tell you this, some of them might not. But whatever you're doing and the things that you've helped them with, they're actually receiving the results as promised. And I don't think you're someone that overpromises or underpromises, because you already know you cannot promise anybody anything, because it's about the self. It's what it's like whatever you give them and they decide to use it 50%, they're getting 50% results back instead of using it 100%, getting 100% result. ding. I heard ding, ding, ding. So yeah. So yeah. Get ready. So I'm hearing your loved ones in spirit. They're they already know. They're laughing because you don't know what's coming for you. So some of you, this is a business partner. This is a new lover. Just everything that you haven't yet experienced, and they want you to start embodying it now in that feeling of already having the lover, already having the the fun, the whatever it is, um, because this is something you have not yet experienced. Not in love. Your career is going to explode, is what I just heard. Okay, going to explode. And it's going to be so much fun. And you're going to love it. You're going to love the people that you work with. You're going to learn from them. They're going to learn from you. It's going to be an equal change for once. This, I'm supposed to tell you that. This is one of the surprises. Um, so you've been seen, you've been noticed. Uh, hmm, yeah, okay. So yeah, get ready to lay them burdens down. You don't have to carry them anymore. You're about to experience the best of life in a very short moment of time and space. That's going to happen. It's going to come out of nowhere. More money, new career, new love. Just for some of you, you've caused this ripple effect with being such a pure channel of love that, I mean, that is you. That is your antenna. That's what you put out comes back. It's just taken some time, is what I'm hearing. So you fell into that pit of everything I do never works out for me. So it's just saying, buckle up, put your seatbelt on. I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm hearing you're going to be the first billionaire in your family. And that was one of the generational curses you took on. It was passed down. So I feel like that was a father and a grandfather and multiple ancestors that have broke the code in spirit, and they gave it to you to liberate the family. Well, that's not how it's going to work out. Not exactly. Um, hmm. You've been moving in secret with the divine as you continue to listen to your divine guidance and merging with your human experience. You're about to experience so much bliss, happiness, fun, and you don't even remember what that means. It's like a faded memory because you were always taking care of everything and everyone. Hmm. I'm also hearing somebody who wants to communicate with you. A power connection, whether it's like the career, however, I don't know, getting all kinds of downloads. The person might be in LA or Los Angeles, Las Vegas, New York. Okay. Some of you are going to be in the New York Times. Ooh. Jeez. Something about media or something that you do is been seen. There's just other people involved that they're trying to make a decision on what you even do, because I feel like you're multidimensional. But yeah, something you unlock the door to your own personal value, personal door to happiness and healing. That is going to be a business that you create. I'm thinking you're supposed to do it with somebody else, but either they're not ready or that's something maybe later in the future will catch up or not. It will be replaced. Okay, but it is divinely guided. It's been an honor to be your channel today. I come with the Most High, as always, with integrity and grace. So much love for you. Remember to breathe, because you might pass out. Okay, you might freaking pass out when this thing hits. Yeah, just have fun with it. Love it for what it is. That's what I'm hearing. All right, so I believe that's all that's coming through. Oh, I just heard your kids are going to be so happy. They're going to forget they even experienced scarcity. Okay, they're going to forget quickly. And they're going to say, my mom did that. Not that you're seeking validation. You just did it. You wanted to do it. All right. That's it for this message. Till next time. Love you lots.